Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. We have quite the topic to talk about today. Yes, that's right. The failed Marshal, Asim Munir, is meeting with President Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see clearly in front of you, for June 18th at 1 p.m., I'm assuming Eastern Standard Time, well, it does say Eastern Standard Time right here, the president has lunch with the Chief of Army Staff of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Cabinet room, closed press. So no press is going to be involved. We're not going to be able to see what they're talking about, unfortunately. What do I think they're going to be talking about? Well, I think that Trump is going to use the failed Marshal as a little lapdog. I think he's going to be using him as a little yapping dog, a little platform for him to launch his operation against Iran. As you know, as you can clearly see, there's a lot of tension between Israel, Iran, the USA, Russia. It is a whole mixed bag. Absolutely wild and crazy stuff going on. And I do think that, that's what Trump is going to be talking to Asim Munir about. He's going to be basically telling him, hey, you're going to listen to us. You're going to allow us to utilize your air bases as a platform to, go after Iran. I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before. Am I right, guys? It's not like it hasn't been done before. And that's the only reason Pakistan is even around anymore, is because Pakistan is a useful tool for the U.S. military. They are a spot in the Middle East, which we have somewhat control over, where we can utilize it and launch, our platform into targeting other segments of the Middle East. Now, here's the unfortunate thing, or the fortunate thing, whichever way you want to look at it. China has a severe grip on the throat of Pakistan. We cannot deny that. China has loan trapped and made Pakistan indebted to China. So will China allow the U.S. to intervene? Who's to say? Who knows? We'll find out, I'm sure. Now, as you can see here, Trump has made quite the statement here. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, at least not for now. So Trump is not ruling that out. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention on this matter. And then he follows this up, by the way. He follows this up with this: unconditional surrender. He has leaned very close to just basically tiptoeing into this war. He left the G7 summit early to go and have his briefings with his Security Council, with his cabinet, the whole shebang, right? So he didn't even attend the G7 summit, but for half a day. And Iran is, threatening things as well. If we go and take a look at this post right here, Iran State TV has promised a great surprise tonight that will remember for centuries. That the world will remember for centuries, ladies and gentlemen. We're one step away. We're one step away from the USA reintroducing themselves into the Middle Eastern conflict. Now, there was some unfortunately lackluster protest for the failed Marshal, Asim Munir, yesterday. We had about 20-ish people show up. They had a van that had, mass murderer Asim Munir on it. And they went and shouted shame at him, which I do believe I have right here. Democracy dies when guns speak. Asim Munir, your time is up. Pakistan will rise. And then they went over here and they yelled shame at him as he entered the Four Seasons Hotel.
Shame on you, Asim Munir! Shame on you! I have freedom of speech. Call somebody. I'm right here. Yes, we are outside in the pavement.
No.
This is private. Okay, call them. Shame on you, Asim Munir. Shame on you. I'm outside.
I wish there was a bigger outcry to this, to failed Marshal Asim Munir here. But there isn't. Because the world doesn't understand. Well, at least the U.S. doesn't understand the atrocities and the terror that Pakistan puts the world through. They fund, just like Iran, they fund these terrorist organizations all over the world. How could we forget that Osama bin Laden was hiding in Pakistan? Huh? What? The world just kind of forgot about that? No. They are constantly targeting India. They're constantly targeting India. And then once India goes and tries to get rid of these terrorist encampments, what happens? Pakistan rises up and decides to fight back for whatever reason. Oh, what? Pakistan's defending the terror camps that are getting shot at? Almost like those terror camps are Pakistan in of themselves. And then the constant funding of the IMF Bank, the Asian World Bank, the World Bank, all these different nations funneling money into Pakistan. Pakistan being put on as president for the United Nations Security Council for July, mind you. We're coming into July. If we're about to go into World War III, they're going to be they're going to be the Security Council president. If we're going into World War III, imagine that. Pakistan is a Security Council president during World War III, the first month of World War III. They're also going to be president of the Terrorist Task Force. Pakistan is going to be in charge of going after the terrorists in the world for 2 years. 2 years. But everything they do is let slide because they're a convenient dog. They're a dog who needs to be controlled by their master. And their master, I guess, is the U.S. military, to have a permanent foothold inside of the Middle East or adjacent to the Middle East. Pakistan, does share a border with like Iran, Afghanistan, right? But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if China will allow this. I don't know if China will allow the U.S. to get even more involved in Pakistan. Now, as you know, you can go and look. The USA has stopped funding military money to Pakistan in 2018, 2019. The last thing they did was do maintenance fees or a maintenance package for the F-16s that Pakistan has of $400 million, but the American jets are incredibly expensive to maintain. So I don't know. And then of course all this IMF money. Ugh. China has a specific interest in Pakistan. China wants to build a road network, a rail network through Pakistan to a harbor in order to better get their supplies out to the world. Pakistan is important to China, just as is Pakistan being important to the USA. So Pakistan in of itself, as strange as it sounds, will more than likely be a major conflict point for World War III, I think. I hate to say it, but the USA might fight China over Pakistan. Is that crazy to say? I think it might be the case. I mean, we got to look at it, with a slightly broader picture, guys. It's clear China has, a foothold in Pakistan. It's clear that the U.S. has had a foothold with Pakistan as well for a very, very long time. It's like, Pakistan's the old dad. With the new regime changes in the United States, the new presidents, the United States got a divorce with Pakistan back in 2018, and here comes, the super buff younger stepdad called China coming in and taking over that position, that role as, the father figure of Pakistan. And poor old little cuck USA over here is like, oh no, you can't do that. We're going to come back in. I am just so upset because it's clear to me, and I don't understand why it's not clear to everyone else, that Pakistan is just as bad as Iran. If you look at it from their metrics, Iran funds terrorist groups, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Hamas. Pakistan funds terrorist groups as well, if not more so. This is just me rambling. We'll see what happens. Guys. The president is having lunch with failed Marshal Asim Munir. Wonderful, I guess. Yay. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Pakistan's a little lapdog. Take care, goodbye.